What's up, Headless Horde? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk a little bit about this absolutely amazing scene that we get in Game of Thrones Season 2 between Arya Stark and Tywin Lannister, and the implication it has on House of the Dragon. But first, don't forget to check out that link in the description down below to check out my brand new merch store. Don't forget to patrons of the channel will always receive 10% off your entire order. So here in Season 2, we get the absolutely amazing scene between Arya Stark and Tywin Lannister when he is discussing Harrenhal and leading up to the Battle of the Five Kings, which he does tell Arya that is actually what they're calling this. But we know in Season 2, this is actually leading into the Battle of Blackwater Bay.
The War of Five Kings, they're calling it.
So he's going to talk about legacy here, and legacy is defined by the long-lasting impact of particular events, actions that took place in the past of a person's life. Now, this is really important for Tywin because he is a very honorable man, and all he wants is his family to always be known of what they have accomplished and what they have done.
Greatest fortress ever built.
Here he's talking about Harrenhal, which is where they are right now, and how it's basically a castle of ruins. So they're going to go through, and he'll kind of talk about why it is now ruined. And this has a lot to do with House of the Dragon and with some of the characters that we have.
You know what happened?
Dragons?
Yes.
So she knew this already, probably because of her father, Eddard Stark.
Harrenhal was built to withstand an attack from the land.
So here he's telling her about how it was built to withstand an army on the ground, but when Aegon came with his two sister wives, they basically just burned it to the ground.
With dragon fire, Harren and all his sons roasted alive within these.
So this is where he tells her that Harren and all of his sons were all basically roasted by these dragons.
That's why every child alive still knows his
name. And this was done by
years after his death.
Aegon.
Aegon and his sisters.
Hmm?
It wasn't just Aegon riding his dragon.
So this Tywin didn't even know. He thought it was just actually Aegon. Well, Arya knows that it was actually Visenya and Rhaenys.
Correct.
Who both were also dragon riders.
Student of history, are you?
So I love this because
Rhaenys
he has no idea, and she is basically schooling him right here. And we do get mention of a couple of the dragons that we have seen in House of the Dragon.
Visenya Targaryen
especially
was a brave warrior. She had a Valyrian steel sword she called Dark Sister.
And she's talking about the Dark Sister, who is now wielded by Daemon Targaryen, who is played by the absolutely amazing Matt Smith.
She's a heroine of yours, I take it.
And here he's almost a little bit confused about like why she even is knowing this information, because he's like, well, most girls would like to have a hero be a man.
You remind me of
and
my
that
daughter.
Just shows, you know, how powerful the females are in Game of Thrones and in House of the Dragon.
Where did you learn all this stuff about Visenya and her Valyrian steel sword?
So this is where she has to lie to keep her identity a secret, because there's no way she can tell Tywin that she is the daughter of one Ned Stark.
Can't say I've ever met a literal stonemason.
Have you met many stonemasons, my lord?
And then boom, there it is again, snapping back at her.
Careful now, girl.
And this is definitely one of the first times that Arya shows the strength of her character.
Take that back to the kitchen.
At this point, he's basically had enough, because she's basically given this history lesson, and
Milord.
And now he's going to correct her pronunciation, and here it is. This was the usual pronunciation until about the middle of the 20th century, in courts in which the judge was entitled to be addressed as my lord. However, it is a pronunciation which has now become obsolete and no longer heard in courts.
She taught me how to speak
the modern pronunciation is my lord.
You're too smart for your own good. Has anyone told you that?
Yes.
And Tywin definitely has the right to question who she really is, because he knows that she is not just a plain old slave girl from a stonemason.